Chosen one, listen carefully, this message you about to hear. The moment your life was NOTICD. There was a moment you didn't see. A moment hidden beyond time and noise. A moment when your existence carried weight in realms unseen. This is not fantasy. This is meaning speaking through symbolism. From the unseen order of creation, attention was drawn to you. Not because of ego, but because of responsibility. What followed was not shock to the divine, but revelation to creation. Because nothing surprises God, yet creation often awakens late. Why you always felt different. You sensed it before words could explain it. That quiet separation from the crowd. That inner pull toward truth, depth, and meaning. You were never meant to blend in. Chosen ones feel life more intensely. They question what others accept. They carry burdens they didn't ask for. Difference was not a flaw, it was a signal. The unseen watchers of purpose. Throughout history, unseen forces witness purpose unfolding. Not to judge, but to observe alignment. Your life carries a pattern others don't notice. A rhythm that doesn't match the world's noise. This awareness is symbolic, not literal spectacle. It represents recognition of potential. A reminder that your choices echo beyond yourself. You are not random, you are intentional. The awakening you couldn't ignore. Awakening rarely comes gently. It arrives through discomfort, loss, or isolation. You began to see through illusions. Old identities no longer fit. You question success, status, and approval. This wasn't rebellion, it was remembrance. Your soul recognized truth before society did. That is the beginning of awakening. Why the world pushed back. When light appears, resistance follows. Not because you are wrong, but because truth disrupts comfort. Systems prefer silence over questioning minds. Awakened people expose what others hide from themselves. You may have been misunderstood. Labeled too intense, too deep, too much. But suppression is proof of impact. Silence is often enforced on those who see clearly. The burden of a chosen path. Being chosen does not mean being favored. It means being trusted with difficulty. Chosen ones walk lonely roads. They outgrow people, places, and beliefs. Comfort is exchanged for clarity. Approval is replaced with purpose. This weight shapes wisdom. And wisdom always costs something. SIGNS, you were never ordinary. You sense truth quickly. You feel guided, even in confusion. You survive what should have broken you. And you rise changed, not bitter. Your intuition speaks louder than fear. You feel called to serve, not dominate. You crave meaning over pleasure. These are not coincidences, they are markers. The silent tests you passed. Some battles never made noise. Private struggles forged your strength. Moments where giving up felt easier. Yet something inside refused to quit. These were not accidents. They were tests of alignment. Purpose is proven in silence. And you passed more than you realize. Why this message found you now. Timing is never random. Awakening happens when the soul is ready. Not when life is perfect, but when truth can finally be carried. You are here because something shifted. Your awareness expanded. Your patience matured. Now the message can land. The truth about divine expectation. From a human lens, events feel unexpected. But the divine operates with complete knowledge. What surprises creation never surprises God. This message is not about shock. It is about alignment being revealed. About you finally seeing what was always there. Purpose unfolding in clarity. And responsibility meeting awareness. Step into what you were called to be. You were never meant to hide. nor to shrink to fit broken systems. Your awakening is not arrogance. It is accountability. Walk with humility and courage. Speak truth with wisdom. Carry light without ego. This is how chosen ones move forward. If this resonated, it's because you are remembering. Do not ignore that inner confirmation. Honor your journey. Trust your growth. Like this video to affirm your awakening. Comment to declare that you see yourself clearly now. Subscribe to return to awakening and walk this path with those who understand. Your awakening is not ending, it is beginning. The isolation that shaped you. There were seasons you felt unseen. Moments when your voice echoed back in silence. People drifted away without explanation. This was not punishment, it was preparation. Isolation sharpens perception. It strips dependency on validation. Chosen ones are refined alone. So their strength is not borrowed. Why your heart feels heavy without reason. Some weights are not personal. They are inherited responsibilities. You feel the pain of the world more deeply. Injustice unsettles you. Falsehood irritates your spirit. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is awareness expanding. And awareness always feels heavy at first. The inner voice that never left. Even when you doubted yourself. Even when you tried to conform. That quiet voice remained. Not loud, not forceful, but consistent. Guiding you away from what felt wrong. Pulling you toward growth. This voice is discernment, not imagination. Why you see through ILUSONS. You notice patterns others miss. Motives behind words. Energy behind actions. This clarity makes surface-level living exhausting. You cannot pretend for long. Your soul rejects false comfort. Truth calls you forward, even when it costs you familiarity. The strange calm during chaos. While others panic, you observe. While fear spreads, you reflect. This does not mean you feel less. It means you are grounded differently. Your stability comes from depth, not circumstances. You've learned to anchor inward. That is rare. The reason your journey is nonlinear. Your path does not follow templates. Progress came through detours. Setbacks carried lessons. Delays protected you. What looked like stagnation was alignment. You were being positioned, not paused. Chosen paths are rarely straight. They are intentional. The discomfort of OUTGROWING everything. There comes a point where old spaces feel tight. Conversations feel shallow. Routines feel empty. You start feeling restless without knowing why. This is not dissatisfaction, it is evolution. Your soul is expanding beyond old containers. What once fit can no longer hold you. Growth always creates friction first. Why you were misunderstood so often. You spoke from depth while others listened from surface. Your intentions were pure, yet questioned. Your silence was mistaken for weakness. Your kindness mistaken for naivety. Chosen ones are often misread. Because they operate from a different frequency. Clarity threatens confusion. And misunderstanding is the price of depth. The moments that almost broke you. There were nights you questioned everything. Times you felt abandoned by answers. Moments when faith felt heavy. Yet something kept you standing. Those moments carved resilience into you. They taught you endurance without bitterness. You learned to sit with uncertainty. And still move forward. Why you couldn't escape this path. You tried to live normally. To silence the calling. To choose comfort over truth. But the pull returned every time. Because purpose is persistent. It does not fade with distraction. It waits patiently. until you are ready to face it. The strength you carry now. You no longer rush to prove yourself. You observe more than you speak. Your reactions are measured. Your presence is steady. This is not numbness. It is mastery over impulse. Pain taught you control, and control became wisdom, the way you handle silence. Silence no longer scares you. You've learned it speaks louder than noise. In stillness, you hear what matters. Truth rises when distractions fall away. Most people run from silence. You learn to sit within it. That is where clarity formed. That is where you found yourself. Why you attract both admiration and resistance. Some feel safe around you. Others feel exposed. Your presence reflects what people avoid in themselves. Not everyone is ready for that mirror. This is why reactions to you are extreme. You are rarely ignored. Energy recognizes energy. And truth always creates response. The shift that changed everything. One day, without announcement, something clicked. What once confused you became clear. What once hurt you taught you. You stopped asking why me, and started asking what now. That shift marked maturity. Awakening is not emotional chaos. It is grounded understanding. Why you no longer chase validation. Approval once felt necessary. Now it feels optional. You learned self-trust through loss. You stopped outsourcing your worth. This independence is not arrogance. It is alignment. Chosen ones answer inward first. Then move outward with certainty. The responsibility that comes with awareness. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Awareness demands integrity. You are held to higher standards. Not by people but by conscience. Your choices carry weight now. Because you understand consequence. This is not pressure. It is trust placed upon you, the way life tests your consistency. Awakening is not a one-time moment. It is tested daily. Through small choices. Through reactions no one sees. You are watched by your own conscience. Consistency matters more than intensity. That is why trials repeat. Until alignment becomes natural. Why you feel called to serve, not dominate. Power never attracted you the way purpose did. Control feels empty to you. Impact feels meaningful. You are drawn to lifting, not ruling. This is a mark of true strength. Chosen ones influence without force. They guide without chains. Service is their authority. The discipline you had to learn the hard way. Talent was never enough. Awareness demanded structure. You learned restraint through consequences. Patience through delay. Focus through loss. Discipline refined your gifts. Without it, awakening becomes chaos. With it, purpose becomes effective. Why you notice signs others ignore. Patterns repeat until they are understood. You sense timing. You feel alignment. Moments speak to you symbolically. This is not superstition. It is attentiveness. You pay attention where others rush. And meaning reveals itself there. The humility that keeps you grounded. Despite everything you've realized, you remain aware of your limits. You know growth is ongoing. Certainty without humility repels wisdom. So you stay teachable. Open yet discerning. Strong yet grounded. This balance protects you, the weight of knowing too much. Awareness sharpens perception. And perception carries weight. You see consequences before actions. You sense outcomes before beginnings. This knowledge can feel isolating. Because not everyone wants foresight. Many prefer comfort over clarity. But this awareness is part of your calling. Why your energy feels different now. You no longer rush into every room. You no longer explain yourself endlessly. Your energy has settled. It moves with intention. People feel it before words are spoken. This is presence formed through experience, not performance. Stillness has become your strength. The times you walked away without closure. Not every chapter ended cleanly. Some doors closed without answers. You learned to release without explanation. Because peace became more valuable than proof. Closure came from understanding yourself, not from convincing others. This maturity protected your spirit and preserved your direction. Why you no longer fear losing people. Loss taught you discernment. Not everyone is meant to stay. Some are lessons, not lifetimes. You stopped clinging to what drains you. You trust separation when alignment fades. This is not coldness. It is respect for purpose and respect for yourself. The quiet confidence forming inside you. You don't announce your growth. You embody it. Your confidence no longer needs witnesses. It is rooted, not reactive. You know who you are becoming, and that certainty calms you. This is inner authority, and it cannot be shaken, the way you move through uncertainty. You no longer panic when answers delay. Uncertainty became familiar terrain. You learned to walk without full visibility. Trust replaced control. You move forward with partial clarity. Knowing direction matters more than detail. Faith matured into steadiness, and steadiness into progress. Why pain no longer defines you. Pain once introduced you to yourself, but it no longer introduces you to the world. You stopped leading with wounds. You started leading with wisdom. Scars became reference points, not identities. You learned without reliving. Healing made you lighter, and clarity made you free. The shift from seeking to becoming. You once searched endlessly for signs, confirmations, reassurance. Now you embody what you sought. Answers meet you where you stand. Seeking was preparation. Becoming is embodiment. You no longer chase truth. You live aligned with it. Why your presence changes rooms. Not by volume, not by dominance, but by coherence. Your thoughts, actions, and values align. This harmony is felt immediately. People sense stability in you. Some relax. Others resist. The inner peace you protect now. You guard your peace intentionally. Not out of fear, but out of wisdom. You choose environments carefully. You honor rest without guilt. Peace fuels clarity, and clarity fuels purpose. The way time feels different to you. You stopped rushing against the clock. Moments feel layered now. You sense when to act and when to wait. Urgency no longer controls you. You understand timing as alignment, not delay or speed. Patience became intelligence, and intelligence became calm. Why you no longer argue your truth. You realize truth does not need defense. It reveals itself through consistency. You stopped convincing. You started embodying. Arguments drain energy meant for purpose. Silence, when grounded, speaks louder. You let actions explain what words cannot. This restraint is strength. The invisible line you refuse to cross. There are compromises you won't make anymore. Not because you are rigid, but because you are clear. You know what costs too much. Your integrity has weight now. You protect it without apology. Boundaries became sacred, and clarity became non-negotiable. Why your dreams feel more vivid. Your inner world grew louder as distractions faded. Dreams carry symbolism. Messages arrive through feeling, not logic. This is not escape. It is integration. Your conscious and inner awareness are aligning. When the mind quiets, insight surfaces, and meaning follows. The sense of preparation you can't explain. You feel like something is approaching. Not fear, not anxiety. Readiness. You are organizing inwardly, letting go intentionally, strengthening quietly. Preparation always precedes purpose, the way you respond instead of react. You pause where you once exploded. You breathe where you once defended. Reaction gave way to response. This space changed everything. Power lives in restraint. You learn that control over self is mastery. Not everyone reaches this level. You did. Why your compass is internal now. External opinions lost their grip. Trends no longer dictate your direction. You consult inward before moving outward. This alignment keeps you steady. Your values guide your steps. Not pressure, not fear. This inner compass is rare. The moment you stopped seeking permission, you realized no one was coming to approve your becoming. Waiting ended quietly. Responsibility began silently. You chose yourself without announcement. This was not rebellion. It was acceptance of duty. Chosen ones don't wait to be validated. They move when aligned. Why your path feels lonely but right. Not many walk this way. Depth narrows crowds. Clarity reduces noise. Loneliness is not absence. It is space for focus. You are not disconnected. You are undistracted. And that makes all the difference. The strength built from walking ahead. You often arrive before others understand. This requires patience. Vision comes early to those trusted with it. You learn to wait without shrinking, to lead without forcing. This quiet leadership is earned, not announced, and it lasts the way your values solidify. What once felt negotiable is now clear. You know what matters. You know what doesn't. Confusion dissolved into principle. This clarity simplified your decisions. Less noise, more intention. This is inner order forming. Why you no longer fear being misunderstood. Misunderstanding used to hurt. Now it informs. You accept that depth won't always translate. Not everyone has the language for it. You stopped shrinking to be understood. You chose honesty over acceptance. This freedom lightened you and strengthened you. The way you recover faster now. Pain still arrives, but it doesn't linger the same way. You process instead of suppress. You reflect instead of spiral. Recovery became wisdom-driven, not emotion-driven. This resilience is cultivated, not accidental. Why you trust the process even when it's quiet. Silence no longer signals absence. It signals incubation. Growth happens underground first. You learn to respect unseen progress. Not everything blooms publicly. Some roots grow in darkness. And darkness no longer scares you. It informs you. The sense of alignment you can feel. Your thoughts, actions, and intentions are converging. Life feels less fragmented, more cohesive. You are not scattered anymore. This alignment brings peace. Not excitement. Not chaos. Peace, the way you handle power differently. Power no longer excites you. It sobers you. You understand influence carries consequence. That visibility demands responsibility. You choose restraint over display. Impact over attention. This maturity protects your mission and keeps your intentions clean. Why you feel called to build, not escape. You don't want to disappear from the world. You want to improve it. Running away never felt right. Transformation did. You're drawn to creating systems, not breaking them recklessly. To healing fractures, not glorifying chaos. This is constructive awakening, not rebellion without purpose. The shift from proving to PRSRVNG. You no longer exhaust yourself explaining who you are. You conserve energy. You protect focus. What is meant to recognize you will. What doesn't won't. You stopped proving your worth. You started preserving your capacity. This shift saved you. Why your standards rose quietly. You didn't announce new boundaries. You enforced them through behavior. Access became selective. Time became sacred. Your standards rose because your awareness did. You value depth over familiarity. Alignment over history. This refinement is intentional. The inner stillness that guides you. There is a calm beneath your thoughts now. Not emptiness. Clarity. From this stillness, decisions emerge clean. You act without rushing. You speak without excess. This inner quiet is guidance. And you've learned to trust it, the way you relate to fear now. Fear still appears, but it no longer controls direction. You acknowledge it without obedience. You listen without surrendering. Fear became information, not authority. It shows edges, not limits. You move forward despite it. That is courage refined. Why you no longer need constant signs. You once searched for reassurance everywhere. Numbers, moments, confirmations. Now alignment feels internal. You trust discernment over symbols. Guidance matured into intuition. Intuition matured into knowing. This stability replaced dependency and grounded your faith. The difference between you and the crowd. You don't consume blindly. You reflect before accepting. You pause where others rush. This makes you appear slow to some. But you move with intention. Depth takes time. Surface moves fast. You chose depth. The way you hold truth with care. You no longer throw truth like a weapon. You deliver it with timing, with compassion, with awareness of impact. Wisdom taught you that truth without care can wound. You balance honesty with mercy. This balance marks maturity, not silence. The feeling that your life is CONVRGNG. Loose ends are tying together. Lessons connect across years. Nothing feels wasted anymore. Even pain has context now. Your story is becoming coherent. Meaning is emerging from chaos. This convergence brings quiet confidence and steady resolve, the way you honor your energy. You no longer give access freely. You sense when something drains you, and you step back without guilt. Energy is currency now. You invest it where growth is mutual, where respect flows both ways. This discernment protects your mission and preserves your strength. Why you no longer romanticize struggle. Pain taught you, but you don't worship it. You stopped believing suffering equals worth. Growth does not require constant breaking. Peace became a valid goal. You choose learning without destruction, strength without exhaustion. This evolution is healthy and necessary. The way you see people clearly. You no longer project fantasies onto others. You observe patterns. You listen to actions, not promises. This clarity removed disappointment. You meet people where they are, not where you hope they'll be. This realism is not cold. It is grounded compassion. Why you feel steady even without answers. You don't need everything explained. Understanding replaced certainty. You accept mystery without fear. Not knowing no longer threatens you. You trust that clarity arrives when needed. not before. This patience reflects inner stability and deep faith, the quiet readiness you carry. You are not rushing toward a moment. You are preparing for it, refining character, strengthening alignment. You feel ready without urgency, alert without anxiety. This readiness is calm, and it is intentional, the way you walk without announcement. You no longer need to declare who you are becoming. Movement replaced explanation. Consistency replaced promises. Your walk speaks quietly. Those meant to notice do. Those who don't were never assigned to your path. This anonymity protects growth and keeps intention pure. Why your patience deepened. You stopped forcing outcomes. You learned timing cannot be bullied. What is aligned arrives intact. What is rushed arrives broken. Patience became strategy. Waiting became wisdom. You learned that stillness can move things without strain. The way you process disappointment. Disappointment no longer derails you. You extract meaning instead of resentment. You ask what this teaches, not why this hurts. Emotion became data. Data became insight. This shift preserved your peace and sharpened your growth. Why you feel stronger after letting go. Release lightened your steps. What you dropped was never meant to be carried. Old attachments drained clarity. Letting go restored balance. You discovered strength expands with simplicity. Less weight, more direction, more freedom. The sense that you are being posited. You feel rearranged internally. Values aligning. Priorities shifting. Focus narrowing. This is not loss. It is placement. Preparation often feels like subtraction. Before purpose multiplies, the way you handle praise and criticism. Praise no longer inflates you. Criticism no longer defines you. Both pass through without sticking. You learned not to build identity on reactions. External voices lost their authority. You listen, but you don't absorb blindly. This neutrality keeps you balanced and mentally free. Why you feel called to truth over comfort. Comfort never satisfied you for long. Truth always did, even when it demanded sacrifice. You chose clarity over convenience repeatedly. This choice shaped your character. Truth refined you. Comfort would have softened you. You instinctively knew the difference. The way you see failure differently. Failure stopped feeling personal. It became instructional. Each misstep revealed structure. Each fall revealed direction. You stopped hiding mistakes. You studied them. This relationship with failure accelerated growth and removed shame. Why your sense of self is quieter but stronger. You no longer narrate your worth internally. You don't rehearse identity. You live it. Confidence became embodied, not spoken. This quiet strength is stable. It doesn't spike or crash. It remains present, even under pressure. The feeling that you are ready for responsibility. You don't crave recognition. You crave alignment with duty. You feel capable of carrying weight now. Not emotionally, but ethically. You understand consequences. You respect impact. This readiness is rare and deliberately formed the moment you realize this message is about you. Something in you is responding right now. Not excitement. Recognition. A quiet knowing. You didn't listen by accident. You stayed because truth resonates before logic agrees. This is not entertainment for you. It is confirmation. Why IGNORNG, this call is no longer an option. You've reached a point where going back feels heavier than moving forward. Comfort now feels like compromise. Silence feels like resistance. You can sense what happens if you ignore this. Restlessness, disconnection, inner conflict. This call will not leave quietly. The responsibility you are being asked to accept. Not to be perfect, but to be intentional. To live with awareness. To choose integrity when no one is watching. To walk your path without apology. Chosen ones are not asked to shine loudly. They are asked to stand firmly. And you are ready for that weight. This is where you declare your alignment. If this message stirred something deep, do not dismiss it. Engage with it. Claim it consciously. Like this video as a signal that you are stepping forward. Comment to declare that you recognize your awakening. Subscribe to return to awakening if you are done walking this path alone. This is not about numbers. It is about alignment. The final push you needed to move. You have gathered enough insight, endured enough refinement, survived enough resistance. Now movement is required. Not rushed, but committed. Stand in who you are becoming and walk forward without shrinking.